Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is ggurface, and I will be talking about game number 4 between KiWiKaKi playing as the yellow Protoss player and DIMAGA playing as the red Zerg player. Both these players are very good players, and this is game number 4 in a series of show matches between the two, sponsored by Gosu Gamer or Gosu Games or Gosu Gaming, some sort of Gosu stuffs. In any event, KiWiKaKi is starting out with the pylon at the very edge of the screen, maybe thinking of doing something that is not very usual for this map or for this matchup. This is game number 4. If you have not seen 1 through 3, I strongly advise you to check it out because it has a lot of good, very good mechanics of the game available for you to see between Protoss versus Zerg. And I guess if you're a Terran, that would not interest you as much, but I do have some other Terran games. At this time, I would like to take a moment to ask you guys to send me any feedback, any thoughts about my gameplay, if you played a game with me, my talks, or the way I see this game. I wanted to say that in the last game, and I was actually trying to squeeze it into the 15-minute mark, as YouTube does limit my videos to 15 minutes, but I couldn't get it in. I had to chop it off, and I had this great speech about stuffs, and I don't really remember what it was, but we do see one forge going down for the Protoss player, and he's gonna scout the base, and he will see that it is a very normal timing for the pool as well as the extractor, and the Zerg player will catch that. There's 2 pylons going out directly outside his ramp, and this little drone is actually stuck. He is like E.T. and he wants to go home, but he can't go home because there's 2 giant diamonds standing in his way. Diamonds in the form of pylons that are currently being warped in, and we will see 1 additional cannon in the back. Cannon make it pretty difficult for units to get forward, and he has not yet gotten a gateway, just a cannon. Both players are making no units, just a lot of mining units at the moment. So as I was saying, if you have any suggestions, like if you want me to talk with my head upside down hanging from a steel bar of some sort or some weird funky contraption, that is not the comments I'm looking for. But if you do have some other sort of not so crazy comments, I would love to hear from you, or even some crazy comments. I know some of you guys are extremely creative, much more creative than I, and 1 queen is on the way for DIMAGA. Let's see how he deals with this double pylon with 1 cannon. I think since a couple of Korean players have done it, and some people have been copying this on the server, a lot more players have decided to do double pylon on the opposite ramp for the Zerg player, especially if you scout them early. But on maps such as Metropolis or the Lost Temple, it might be a little bit more difficult because you might not always scout the right way, and this time, I mean, there's only the right way to go. There's no wrong way. I don't know how you would scout incorrectly on this map. I think DIMAGA was trying to prevent something from going down, but KiWiKaKi is actually not going to throw it down there, and he's selecting to use the Roach Warren, and we do see 1 Overlord in position over here, 1 Overlord over here, and 1 Overlord over here. The reason I'm pointing out these Overlords is because he can use those Overlords for the Nidus network, as he has done in previous games. It is a very good strategy, and it might help him get out of this double pylon cannon mess that he's currently in. I mean, he's not in a mess, but I mean, psychologically, when someone walls you in like that, that's a little bit distressing, especially for me. But of course, I don't play Zerg, so I don't know a tremendous amount about Zerg, but I mean just a psychological standpoint, not so much for the I need to get an expansion standpoint. And we do see Lair is about to finish, and Lair does finish. The Queen has injected, and a couple of new larvae has came out at the moment. He's gonna research glial reconstitution for his roaches, and we do see a roach army coming in very shortly for DIMAGA. He might be thinking of putting a Nidus Worm somewhere relatively soon. If we take a look at both players' armies at the moment, the unit count, only 1 Zealot and 1 Sentry for the Protoss player, as he's not actually expanding. He's just happy to keep the Zerg contained with 100, 200, and 350 minerals, plus that probe that was just running around not doing much, not collecting much minerals. In any event, we do see Burrow as well as the glial reconstitution upgrade for the roaches, and we do see Nidus Network. Ooh yes, Nidus Network is currently being built inside the base. There are many options for him to put down the Nidus Network, and let's see where he's gonna go. He does have 3 Overlords as well as this drone getting vision of a lot of places, so he could put it anywhere he likes. And I'm not sure where he's going to throw it down. And the Protoss player is still upgrading, getting a lot of gateways. He's getting 4 gateways and some pylons. And is this a gateway? Yes, that's a gateway as well. Additional roaches being produced at the moment. He's actually spreading creep inside his own base with the from the Overlord. That sound is so disgusting. Almost makes me want. Ooh, and the Nidus network is coming out at the top corner. At one top corner, not the top corner, but one top corner. I don't think KiWiKaKi knows about this yet, but he might have heard the scream because I was on this side of the screen when I heard that scream, and he immediately warped in some units. So he might have heard it. I'm not quite sure. I don't know the exact range of the Nidus worm scream, but I do hear it a lot whenever I play this game. And here we see roaches coming in, and he does kind of block it off with a very good placement of the force field. And these 4 roaches are sort of 3 roaches are sort of, is that 4 or 3? That is 4 roaches are stuck inside the base, and he's gonna put down 1 cannon in the back as well as robotics facility. Cannon will provide detection immediately for the base region, and robotics facility will allow him to get detection, mobile detection, very very good. And these roaches actually burrow and they regenerate their HP, which is very very good play by DIMAGA, but he's still contained inside his one base, and he is still not making that many minerals. Both players about having the same amount of incomes, as we do see additional roaches being produced, and he doesn't really want to lose the sentry. He want to keep that sentry. Ooh, actually 2 sentries now. He has 2 sentries to keep opening and closing the door to his heart's content, and these roaches are all on full HP at the moment, and the cannon has finished, so he will not be able to sneak past even if he burrows and moves, and he needs to get out that observer, and he's going to chrono boost the observer. I think once the observer comes out, he might stand a slightly better chance against this roach army that is currently in his main base at the moment. And the roaches have finished their upgrade, and he's going to close the ramp once again, but I don't think the force field is going to do much. Yeah, the force field doesn't do very much against burrow, and now the roaches are going to come around, and they're going to pop out, and they're going to start attacking. He's actually going to attack, and he does. Ooh, very very good micro by DIMAGA as well as KiWiKaKi, both moving up the lesser units, the lesser HP units, and attacking continuously. But it looks like KiWiKaKi is going to win this battle. He has a lot of stalkers, he has a lot better micro, and he does have mobile detection. And DIMAGA only has 4 roaches left, and he does GG out of this game. Very very nice play by both players. I guess that was not the correct response to the double pylon cannon, or maybe he, I guess, waited a little too long. Not quite sure. What do you guys think of that game? Let me know. And if you like what you see, please subscribe. This is GG Your Face, GG Your Games, or at least say GG Your Face. Later.